And our next guy that we're about to bring in, everyone knows his name. He was our top prospect that we was able to get this year in this class. And, he's a guy that's talented. He stands 6'5", 270 pounds. I still think I can dunk on him though, Jason. He said he played basketball in high school. He's from Highland Home in Alabama. And, they really had a good season under him. And, he had to leave his basketball team to come to Auburn in January to get ready for spring ball. So, let's bring Keldric onto the show and let him tell us a little bit about how he's enjoying his experience so far and what it was like to be at Auburn. Keldric, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How y'all?
Hey, man, it's good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so talk about a little bit. You were one of our early enrollees. We just got off with Cayenne, and he was just telling us about, the importance of being here in January and going through spring. So now that you had an opportunity to go through spring, what were some of the things that you saw early on about yourself that you was like, oh man, this is another level? But what are some of the things where you also saw about yourself where you can fit in and this is where you can dominate?
Well, some of the things that really surprised me was the speed of the game. The speed of the game is so fast in college. I mean, me coming from high school, it was like me playing in slow motion compared to those guys. Then, like things that I knew I was gonna be able to do when I got here was pass rush. I mean, I'm a great pass rusher. Was since high school, so. I knew I was going to be able to do that. It was just, the speed of the game and really just learning the game a little bit better coming.
Yeah, Keldric, you're a guy that is used to playing. Jason mentioned basketball, but hey, you lined up at tight end, wide receiver, linebacker. You kind of did everything. What's it been like to transition to one position, to focus on being that edge guy, defense, all those things? How beneficial has that been for you in helping you develop the techniques and things that you need heading into year number one?
I feel like that was one of the most important things I did. My development at that position was crazy. Like I felt like I'm a better player in 6 months. So me just learning the techniques of that position, it just taught me something new, something that I ain't really even know. Some of the stuff at the end, just because I really didn't have the time to focus on it and really just make that my key position. But now I'm here and, I have all the time in the world to study and to be on top of it. So, it's just, it's a blessing to be at that one position and just to learn under Coach Garrett.
Yeah, you talk about, you're 6'5", 270, so you already have the size that most guys dream of in playing that position. What are some of the things that you learn? What are some of the things you've done so far as in the weight room and things that you want to work on to get stronger at and speed wise with our strength coach to see like, okay, if I can get to this is where I want to focus on mostly because I got the height, I got the size, but what are the things that you think from a weight room standpoint that you need to focus on more that can help you in this conference? Because it's a dog fight every week.
Right. Really just my explosion. My explosion off the ball is gonna be some of the key things that'll help me this year. And Coach Dom and Coach Cam, Coach BJ, they all helped me out with that. So I think that's one of the main things I really need to buckle down on and really get going is my explosion off the ball. I'm not as strong as these guys in college, but with that weight program we got now, I feel like I'm getting there. Feel like I'm getting to that college level, but as far as me, just as far as like the field, I think it's really just my explosion off the ball.
Yeah, you talking about your strength. People saw you in the spring and they went, "Wow, look at that guy." You had not even had a chance to work out
right
before the spring had you because you had a little surgery. This summer has been your first real upper body kind of workout stuff, hasn't it?
Right.
How much have you changed since you guys walked off that rainy field in Jordan-Hare? How much have you changed upper body wise heading into this fall?
Of course, I can't really do a lot of upper body stuff just because I'm not through done rehabbing yet. But um, just as far as like um, my upper body strength, I feel like I'm pretty good. You know, I as soon as like in the summer, I feel like my body's changed. You know,
Mhm.
I my body type it just feels different. It feels weird, but in a good type of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, bigger but faster. We hear
Right.
that all the time. Is that the case for you? Bigger but faster?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I tell you what now, he gets faster. Guys better watch out. Him coming off that edge and everything because, he's going to be teamed up with a group of guys that, like I said, I feel like Elijah McAllister is a great leader. I really feel like he's a guy that, can help you and everything as far as like even off the field, just talking about different things in life. But, you're surrounded with some guys, Justin Rogers and, some Mosaic Kite and, we just got short the kid from North Texas as well. So you're surrounded with some guys. I think it's going to be a really unique unit for you as you continue to grow, and you're going to get a lot of playing time this year. What are you looking forward to most about August 1st, getting ready to gear it up for fall camp?
Really just looking forward to getting my chance to prove to everybody that I can play.
Hmm.
Um, my dream is to make it to that next level. I'm taking it step by step every day, but I really just want to show everybody that I can play. I can come in and make a big impact as a freshman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason mentioned a couple of guys, but there's a couple of newcomers at your position since the spring. Jalen McLeod and Steven Sings. What have you seen out of those guys this summer since they've been on campus?
Jalen McLeod is one of the most explosive guys I've been around, and Steven. I mean, I really haven't got a chance to really see him. Of course, other than really just our general workouts. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. What is about Jalen? Just that explosive edge guy. You think he's going to
yeah,
be a big
he's
pass rusher?
yeah he's gonna be really good. He's a really explosive pass rusher. Sitting down talking to him, he knows the game very well.
Yeah.
Um, I watched him play against Texas A&M last year, and he looked like the best player on that field.
Yeah. And also about Jalen too, Jason. The one thing about Jalen is, he's listed as one of the top 10 rushers in all of college football heading into this season. From a national standpoint. So he's definitely someone that you can look at, Keldric, and say, okay, how do I get to that level? And understanding, like you said, the most important thing earlier was there's steps to this. You know where the end goal wants to be, but you also know that there are steps and there's a process. And that's the thing I think for young guys is not being in such a rush to try to get to the end goal, to make sure that they understand so that way you don't become frustrated. When something's not going your way, you don't become frustrated because it's all part of the process. And when you talk about someone like a Jalen McLeod, I'm probably sure you understand his pad level. How low you got to play at this position at this level because you're going to get some 6'7", 6'8" offensive tackles and everything, and that you have to come with certain moves with power, like you were saying earlier, and being explosive. But talk about, have you seen certain pad levels? Is there something that you see to be like, okay, if I can get my pad level to this point, because you are a big guy, that's going to help you going against bigger offensive tackles. But how do you feel like your pad level as well from what you've seen from that experienced guys?
I mean, when I got here, I was one of the highest guys coming off the ball that was here. So,
Hmm.
coming through half of the spring, I finally realized that I need to get a little lower, come off the ball a little tighter. Mosiah Kite, he's one of the ones that I studied.
Hmm.
If you watch his film, he comes off the ball low, strikes hard, and it's like watching a movie with him.
Yeah.
Keldric, we talked about we talked to Kyan about he was committed to somebody else. You were committed to Florida State. This staff, Coach Freeze, Coach Garrett, Zach Etheridge, there's a lot of guys that poured into you. Now that you've been on campus for 7 months, what does this new staff and what does this staff mean to you and this team right now in this program as you move forward?
Um, Means a lot. I mean, those guys. as soon as they got here, they recruited me. You know, in 2 weeks, I felt like I've known the whole staff for more than 3 or 4 years. So that their family part, their family environment part, I felt that. When I got here, I felt the same way. You know, nothing changed. I still talk to those guys regularly. Coach Zach Etheridge, he calls me every now and then, and Coach Garrett, I talk to him just about every day because that's my position coach. So.
Yeah. Where do you see your position this year? Do you played most of the kind of that jack position in the spring? Do you think you'll be kind of between that and maybe a true defensive end spot this spring or this season, or how do you see your role kind of carving out this year?
They got me back at defensive end, but I'm still trying to learn both of them just in case.
I got you. You like that spot?
Yeah, it's a pretty good spot, but I just want to learn both of them just in case somebody goes down and they need somebody to fill that spot. I know it, so I can play it.
Well, yeah, that's the important part about it. The more versatile you are, the better you become for the football team. That's the thing. Like, you can play defensive end, and then sometimes they may want you in at certain plays at jack linebacker just because it may be a matchup situation where they feel like, hey, we put you at the jack, you may have a better shot here, just in this game alone. So I think being able to go back and forth, you talk about getting to that next level, it's going to be something that pays dividends for you because they like versatile guys. And especially versatile big guys that can play both positions. And like I say, you're a natural defensive end. I think once you learn everything, that's just going to come natural to you. But being able to learn the jack position, I think, which is something new to you, I think once you're able to accomplish that, man, there's nothing that sky's the limit for you. You'll be dynamic because people can't just watch film and say, okay, he just lines up here every play. Or they can't say because you're being moved around the field. So I think as time comes, that's where they're trying to get you to a point where you become a dot for other teams to say, okay, we got to make sure we block this guy. But if they don't know where you're lining up every play, it makes it difficult. So, continue to keep learning both of those positions as you continue to progress. But, also talk about some of your freshman class. This is a really good class that came in together. You had a chance now to meet some of your new guys that just got here in the summer that wasn't able to come in with you guys in January. What do you think so far about your class? What have you seen from some of the guys and so far?
Some of the guys like Connor Lou and Braden Joyner, I got to know really well just because they came in early with me, and they they became some of my best friends. I hang out with those guys just about every day. And then the new freshman class that's here, I knew some of those guys before they got here, but people like Terrence Love, and CJ yeah, those guys, they pretty good people.
Yeah. You've had a chance to see guys now through the summer, through workout. Is there anybody this summer, newcomer, freshman, transfer, any of those guys that people better be on the lookout for this fall? Anybody that's jumped out to you that you say, hey, this guy's going to help us right away? I know you mentioned Jalen McLeod already. Anybody else?
Connor Lou. Yeah, he is one of the best O linemen I've played against. I played against him in the All-American game in San Antonio, and playing against him, it was pretty tough. So that guy's gonna be a really good ball player. Cam Lee's gonna be good, and I think Steve is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I say, you guys got a good group, man. Y'all really have a good closeness. That's what I like about you guys, that the fact that y'all spend time together, not only on the field, but away from the field. Connor is a guy that we're going to have on here pretty soon. And, I hear a lot of great things about Connor. He's going to get a shot to play a lot early, and you're going to get a shot to play a lot early. And, they're going to need you guys this year in order to reach the success level that they want to reach, because anytime you look at our schedule and you see what a grind it is to play in the SEC, but the fun part about playing the SEC, Jason, you've covered it for many, many years. And if you look at every major sport this year in the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, whatever it is, where did the number one picks come from?
This is the training ground.
All right, the number
Southeastern
one pick,
Conference
I
is
came
the
from the Southeastern Conference, and
Yep, that's it.
that just goes to show you why so many guys from this level, from the SEC, at the next level, and everything, because you're playing against guys that you're gonna see on Sundays, and everything. And y'all just can continue to keep growing together and keep grooming. But before we let you, I got 5 quick hitters that we do with every player, and everything with our student athletes that fans want to hear about and everything. But talk about, just real quickly about Coach Roberts, the defense coordinator, what type of guy he is, and what should we expect from him this fall.
Oh man, Coach Roberts is a character, man. I love Coach Roberts. That's like he's one of my favorite coaches. Even though I moved from his position, I still talk to him just about every other day. That's one of my guys. I really love Coach Roberts, and he's gonna be, to me. I haven't really seen him personally in the game. I haven't watched the game of him coaching, but so far I think he's gonna be one of the best in the SEC.
That's what's up. Jason, do you have one more before I lead into our next quick 5?
No, I'm good. Let's get the 5 questions, and let's put Keldrick on the spot a little bit here.
All right, Kendrick, we talked to Cayenne Lee a while ago and everything, and he was raised by his grandparents. And first he was going to Ohio State, and he flipped and came to Auburn. It's a lot closer. Him being from Ellenwood, Georgia, which is a lot closer to Auburn. And from an NIL perspective, you've been in Highland Home. That's a lot closer for you to Auburn as well. And being raised by your mom, who raised you and your brother, and everything. Like, talk about the importance of NIL and being a student athlete, and how does it help you guys?
Really, the importance of it for me was, you know, I get to send most of that to my mom, help her out, because she raised 2 kids by herself for 18 years. So, that's, I know that has to be real tough on her. So, as much as I can send back, and as much as she want, you know, I send back to her, let her do whatever she has with it. I have everything I need up here at Auburn, so you know, I really don't touch it. I don't use it for real anyway. So, that really it really just for me to help my mom and my brother back out at home.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Raised by a single parent, and everything, and not by choice. So you've had some tough things that you had to overcome, but be in a position now that you can help your mom and be able to help your brother out. Who's another highly talented recruit coming out here soon. So what a great family tree. But let's get into the little nitty gritty real quick. Who's one of the? I always ask guys this: who's one of your favorite players, or someone you look up to that you tailor your game out there on the field, off the field, that you see yourself in?
Nick Bosa from Ohio State.
Okay.
I love that guy, man. I've been watching him since he was at Ohio State, and now he with the 49ers. That's the only team I play with when I play the game. So
Okay.
that's he a really good pass rusher. He a really good run stopper. That's something I really got to get better at. So I study his game a lot. And then on top of that, he's just a really good person.
Yeah, y'all, Nick, the Bosa brothers, man, they're dominant, and in a lot of different ways. But also talking about, you know, we always have these things where people want to know, oh, do you have a special ritual or superstition or anything like that? Do you wear the same socks? Do you wear the same T-shirt if you got 4 sacks the game before? Do you have any rituals or superstitions or something that you like to do during the season?
Nah, I just have to calm myself down. I get a little overexcited when I play. When I play ball, so I gotta just calm myself down before a game. I shut the music off. I get in my zone, and I'm ready to play.
With that being said, then Auburn has a few traditions. The Tiger Walk, the eagle flying before the game, and then rolling Toomer's corner and different things. Which one are you looking forward to the most as the Auburn tradition?
I got to watch a couple Tiger Walks. Coming to a couple games, and that's one of the things I'm really looking forward to. Just seeing the fans and seeing how much they ready to see us play, and seeing how much they really care about Auburn football. I'm really looking forward to the Tiger Walks.
the Tiger Walk has gotten a lot more protected since I've been there, Jason. Back when we was there was no ropes.
No, it was a free for all for a while there. It
Right.
sure was. Yeah, it's much different now. So
Right.
that's the thing. That's the one that that's always there for players, and it's always the one that I think guys. Jason can speak to this more than me. I've been on the outside. I walked in the middle of it taking photos, but I've never been patted on the back and done those things. That's always the one that I think players, when they think back to Auburn, that's one of the things that they always think about.
Right. Yeah, and I used to always feel like I already taken 2 sacks before I even got to the locker room, because people would punch you in the chest and saying, let's go, just all this adrenaline just running all over the place. And I can't wait for you to experience the Keldric, especially in these big games. When they get to the SEC competition, now it's going to be different UMass because it's the first game. Right. But when you get in Sanford, we had them at home. But when you get against the Georgias and, Bamas and all those big SEC matchups, you're going to see a step up even in Tiger Walk.
It's going to be tough to keep that calmness before a game.
Right. All right. You'll be ready to go out there and sack about everybody as you can, as soon as you can. Talking about that though, you gotta be energized. You gotta have some food in your system. What's your go-to meal the night before the game?
Really baked chicken and rice.
Oh, baked chicken and rice. That's the first one I've heard on here, Jay. Man,
yeah, I need that diet. That needs to be mine.
Man, baked chicken and rice. Man, okay, that's good.
It's not greasy. It's not fatty. Real good protein. So
that's a good one right there.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite place to eat at in Auburn?
I really haven't found a favorite place yet. Baumhauer's is one of the best spots to go to right now, though.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't think I've really been anywhere else. I'm gonna try McAllister soon, and I'm gonna try the Hound soon.
All right.
I've heard Botanic got a good brunch. I heard Botanic. Heard Lucy's has a good brunch.
Lots of options in town now. A lot more options than there were 25 years ago. There, Jason Campbell.
Got Hamilton's got so many. I can sit here and name a whole bunch of. Like when I was there, we had 3 places.
That was pretty much it.
So. Now you guys got a lot of options. But Keldric, before we let you out of here, give us one word that describes you that people should know. Like, if there's one word to describe you, what is it?
I say enthusiastic. I'm real curious about everything. I always been like that since me and my brother was growing up. My brother was a really, really weird guy until he hit like 13. So,
all right, then, man. We appreciate your time. 1-on-1 versus you and your brother in basketball game. Who wins?
Me by 20 points.
Oh man,
by 20.
Oh,
man. Hey, the lefty doesn't give you problems a little bit.
No, I ain't gonna lie. He can shoot. He can shoot now. He can shoot.
Man, well, Keldric, man, it's a great time to have you on the show, man. Appreciate your time. Appreciate what you do for Auburn. We wish you much success and help this year, and we'll be covering you. You'll be back on the show, I'm pretty sure, during the season. I see you on the plains, and look forward to calling your name out, getting a sack this season in the 2023 season. So, War Eagle, man, have a good one.
War Eagle. Y'all too.
All right, then, Jay. 2 great guys today. That exemplifies the class of the 2023 signees. It just goes to show you not talking about the old group, but this just sounds different. These kids seem different. The type of guys we brought in this year to get the start of Coach Free's first recruiting class. And let's get it. He had to come in at the back end of it, and had to make up a lot of ground. I believe we was ranked like previously number 70 something, and
I blocked it from my memory. I believe. I had to get that out of there.
Then we done finished in like top 15. Like, what an outstanding job by the staff and everyone included to get this program. But we won in transfer portal too, as well. Getting these guys, the high school guys like Keldric and Kyan Lee and all these guys, and then you go get the transfer portal guys, because that's how you can flip your season quickly. And get things. If you look at the teams that won championships this year, LSU girls, women's basketball team, 9 of them was transferred in. When you think about their baseball team,
Yep.
you know, you have the transfer from North Carolina State, who's the ACC Player of the Year. You know, you talk about even Connecticut in basketball. So
I think about
there's so many teams.
TCU in football.
TCU in football.
Went from a team that didn't make a bowl game to
Mhm.
play for national championship. That's
Yeah.
the one to me that jumps out a little bit. Going some key guys. They're giving themselves a chance now because of what they did in the portal, and that's what they had to do.
Yeah, and I think this team is flying under the radar really good. You know, I saw some people had us pick next to last in the SEC this year. I said, much little do they know, you know, which is good for Auburn. You know, we're flying the radar, and about halfway through the season, people realize like this is not the same Auburn for the last 2 years that you've seen. You know, this is a totally different team, totally different mindset, and I can't wait to see this team lace it up in fall camp and get after, especially some of the new guys we didn't get a chance to see this spring. We get a chance to see the first 3 weeks of camp. Jalen McLeod and, you know, Shorter, and like I said, Sings, and, you know, the list goes on, you know, guys that we can get a chance to see that we didn't see in the spring. So I'm excited. Auburn fans, you should be excited. Continue to support On to Victory. Thank you for all that you do for our podcast and everything that you do for our student athletes. Just know that we're continuing to try to compete at a high level, and look forward to having a special season this year, as you heard a young man. So we'll bring you the guys. You continue to bring the noise, and let's continue to compete. And War Eagle.